I'm here to talk to you today about the Water Survey's Water and Atmospheric Resources Monitoring Program, also known as WARM. What WARM is the consolidation of several of the survey's statewide monitoring programs. We're looking at Illinois' groundwater, surface water, soils, and atmosphere in order to give a better, broader picture of the state's water resources. WARM produces dependable, long-term data for decision makers, whether it be the individual farmer deciding when to fertilize his fields, municipalities looking at their drinking water supplies, or state and federal officials developing long-term regional plans. WARM data is also used by researchers to look at the impacts of climate change and also the potential of solar and wind energy sources across the state. Now, there are several parts to the WARM program. First one I'll talk about is the Illinois Climate Network. Illinois Climate Network consists of 19 stations statewide that collect hourly weather data. Now, besides the typical weather data, such as air temperature or relative humidity, we also have a unique data set in that we are also collecting hourly soil temperature and soil moisture data at various depths and, of course, at various soil types. Another part of the WARM program are the shallow groundwater networks. These are two networks of monitoring wells that look at the state's water table. Now, this data gives us the ability to look at both short and long-term trends and to investigate things such as groundwater recharge, as well as the effect that climate events have on recharge. Another portion of WARM is the benchmark sediment monitoring program. In this monitoring program, weekly surface water samples are taken from 15 river stations. These samples are analyzed for suspended sediment as well as particle size distribution. And this gives us information about erosion. It allows us to evaluate the effectiveness of watershed protection programs as well as the ability to look at water supplies. WARM also reports both monthly mean and peak stream flows from USGS and Army Corps of Engineers stations, as well as monthly reservoir levels at reservoirs across the state. This data is collected directly from the reservoir operators. Now, you can find out more about WARM, the program, and the individual components by visiting our website. We are just one click from the survey's main web page. There you're going to find a lot of information about us, including station metadata and maps. You're also going to find a lot of data. We have daily weather maps looking at air temperature, precipitation, dew point temperatures for the previous day. We also, on these websites, we have graphs, so you can just pull up the graph you want for the time period and look at long-term trends. And of course, if you want to play with our data offline, you can download it and do whatever you want with it. Also on our website, we have the Illinois Water and Climate Summary. This is a monthly report put out by WARM that gives a summary of the previous month's data, as well as looking at current and long-term trends. Now, spoken a little bit about what we do. Now I want to talk about a little bit about where we're going for 45 seconds. We are in a transition state with WARM, and we're beginning to make a few changes. One is looking at our QA/QC procedures. We are making them stronger. We're also making them more transparent for our data users. We're looking at data accessibility. How do our users want the data? Just websites or perhaps mobile phone applications? And of course, there's always expansion. But what I'm here today to ask you for is your feedback. Some of you are users, some of you are potential users. So what do you want? What do you need? How do you want our data? So there's a survey on our website you can go to and take and tell me about it, or you can catch me here and let me know how you're using our data and how you'd like to use it. So Thank you.